We're focusing on crankbaits here on Cabela's Fisherman's Handbook. We've already discussed the importance of colors. Now let's hear from Wade on choosing the right retrieve.
When it comes to retrieve speeds and how to retrieve a crankbait to get a reactionary bite, boy, there's a lot of variables there that I always keep in mind. What time of year is it? Is the water temperature cold? Is the water temperature warm? Are the fish very aggressive, and can I get away with something that's banging into the bottom and reeling real fast, or do I need to throw it out there and kind of slowly pause it, slowly reel it again, maybe even pull it with my rod? The thing that I always keep in mind is taking some of that past experience based on the conditions and what I think the fish are doing and what they're feeding on and how that's going to be reacting, the bass is going to react to it. Then I'll mix up the subtleties. And once I get a bite, say I'm reeling and stopping, I want to try to continue to do that again. I want to try to mimic that every time. That reel speed, that twitch, that slowing it down, that speeding it up, maybe pulling it, bouncing it into something, that's what triggered that reaction from that bass. And if I can recreate that time and time again, I'm going to catch more fish. In a cold water cranking situation, and I'll use a specific time I was on Lake Texoma, we unloaded the boat, the water temperature was, below 50 degrees. And, in those types of situations, I think you almost have to get that fish to react to the bite. And each time is a little bit different, but when I'm looking for that type of reaction bite, I like to find some rock, maybe some riprap or an old boat ramp, and I can throw my crankbait up on that onto that boat ramp or that riprap and then crawl it down through there. Think about an old crawfish kind of hopping and skirting around some of those rocks out there and what they do. And then all of a sudden it comes off of a drop off, or it comes off of the boat ramp, the end of a boat ramp, and triggers that incredible reaction strike. And up on Lake Texoma one day, that's exactly what I was looking at. Had a boat ramp that came in, there was a drop off at the end of it, and I'm throwing that crankbait up there. And I was expecting to catch 1 or 2 bass off of this spot. Well, sure enough, on one side of there's probably an old rock, maybe somebody threw it down there, whatever it was, I felt it bounce off that rock, and the next thing I knew, one was shaking his head and hooked up on the end of the line.